Hi, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the CS-N755 high quality networking mini system. The CS-N755 comprises of a pair of speakers and the actual mini system itself. But first up, let's take a look at the back panel and see what we can actually connect to it. First up are the speaker binding posts. Now these are proper 4mm posts, but we've had to, by law, blank off the actual connection. So you can use bare wire, but what I'm actually going to do here is, using my trusty Leatherman, is remove the blanking plugs to allow me to use a good quality speaker cable. And now that's done, we can move on to the other connections. First up is the auxiliary in. This is actually done by a 3.5mm jack. We've got an RI control lead and an Ethernet port and a USB port on the back. Then there's two line inputs that allow you to connect two more devices and a line output if you're connecting to something like a tape deck, VCR or even a PC. There's also two digital connections, one optical, one coaxial, and then there's the built-in AM and FM. We do supply speaker cable in the box with the CS-N755, but for this particular situation I'm going to use some proper speaker cable. This particular one is Core Company Rumour, and I'm going to hook that up now. The D055 speakers that come in the package also have 4mm binding posts on the rear of them, so adding high quality speaker cable, as I'm doing here, is no problem. And now we're all hooked up with the speaker cable, we can move on with the other connections. Now the first option we have with the 755 is actually using a physical network cable, and that's just a simple process of plugging the Ethernet lead into the back of the 755 and then the other end plugs into your router. Or your second option is actually using the optional UWF1. This will allow you to connect to your network wirelessly, and you can actually plug it into the rear of the unit. And as I'm going to be using the UWF1 for this demonstration, I now need to set it up so I can stream across the network. And now what we actually have to do is connect to the wireless network. Now it's recognised that UWF1 is actually plugged in, and it's given us a choice of manual setup or automatic. I would always recommend using the manual method. And then once you've actually pressed enter on the remote control, it's now going to go off and actually search for all of the wireless networks which are in range. Now after we've actually found the networks, we need to select which network we want. Now the right hand corner actually shows you and tells you how many networks it's found. So I'm going to connect to my primary network. It then gives me the information actually on the network, and all I need to do is enter my key. Now I've entered my key, I just press enter. It'll actually connect to my network, and now I can appreciate all of the online content. Now once it's actually successfully connected to your network, you'll be given a status, which will be the SSID, which is the name of your wireless network, and also the security protocols and the signal strength. And now that we're actually connected to your network, we can go online for the VTuner or Spotify, Last.fm, Symphy or Appio, or alternatively inside your network you can connect via DLNA. Alternatively, if you want to use the wireless adapter into the front USB, that's fine as well. It doesn't matter which one you connect to, it will allow you to actually connect to your wireless network. And don't forget, because the 755 is connected to your wireless network, you can actually control it using our app, either via Apple or Android. Another option you have is actually using the UBT one, which is our Bluetooth adapter. Now this can either plug in the front or the back, as it's shown here, which allows you to connect any enabled Bluetooth device for streaming music. All you need to do is actually pair the device to the CS-N755, and then away you go. As you can see here, it's pairing up at the moment. Then as soon as that's done, we can now wirelessly transfer the music from my iPhone to the unit. Alternatively, you can actually connect your iPhone or iPod directly using the USB lead to the front or the rear of the unit, but you do lose a bit of the flexibility of the streaming from the Bluetooth. But one of the benefits from the direct connection is you can then use the remote control to actually override and control the iPhone or iPod directly. But to get the best possible sound, you would use the CD player. Now we've paid special attention inside the unit, so we're actually using the Wolfson 192 24-bit DACs and very advanced processing using the Texas Instruments chips. We use high quality components and a symmetrical layout for the amplifiers to give the best possible sound. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.